Hello, sports fans. Larry Allen here at the KGAS studios, and alongside me on my left and your right is Jason Causey, the second-year head baseball coach of the Carthage Bulldogs. And we're going to talk Bulldog baseball, and since this is the first interview with Jason, let's go back and have you make some comments about pre-district. At one time, I believe you were 3-6-2, and then went on about a 6-game winning streak and some really impressive victories. You've defeated Spring Hill. I think they've only lost 2 games all year. You defeated Central Heights. They've only lost 2 games. You knocked off Diboll. They've lost 1. And you defeated Tatum. They were leading their district until last night, defeated them 14-0. So, and then you had some close ones. You lost by 1 to Pleasant Grove, the defending state champs. So had some big ball games for you in that pre-district.
Yes, we did. We kind of purposely, looking at our schedule, we purposely kind of scheduled some tough opponents. Wanted to make sure we saw some good arms to kind of help prepare us for the arms that we were going to see once we got in the district, because we knew the quality of the arms that we were going to see once we got in the district. And we played some really, really good teams early on in the year. And we struggled a little bit offensively. And then, once we kind of changed our approach a little bit, the guys really worked on that, and you can see the proof in the results. I mean, we started swinging the bats a little bit better, and going into last night, I mean, we had won 5 in a row, and 8 out of 10. So we were playing well here of late. But obviously we ran into last night, a little bit of trouble last night, but I was pleased with where we were at, going into last night.
Now, incidentally, we are recording this the day after the ball game at Hudson, which Hudson won by a score of 3-0. So when he said, we had a little trouble last night, that's what he was referring to. All right, let's go back just the last 2 non-district games that you played. You defeated, and we broadcasted these games, the game at Calvary, 5-3 win there, and then 13-1 over New Diana. And you mentioned you were swinging the bats. We had some good hits in those. Yes,
we played a really good team Friday night against Calvary Baptist. It was a really good atmosphere over there, kind of a playoff type atmosphere is what I call it. I mean, because it was intense, and every time we go over there, it's a really fun place to play. Just with the way their fans are after you, and out in the outfield behind the wall. I know they were really giving our outfielders a hard time, and so the kids enjoyed it and saw some really good arms, and were able to beat a really good team there. And then on Saturday, we turned around and went to New Diana, and they're in the middle of district, so we didn't see any of their top end arms, but we were able to still come out and take care of business on Saturday after a late night. The bus broke down on our way home from Shreveport. And so it was a late night. We didn't get home I didn't get home till about 1 o'clock in the morning, and had to turn around and go to New Diana the next day. But, I was real pleased with how our guys handled that and showed up on Saturday ready to go.
All right, let's have you, since it's the first interview that you've done this year, why don't you just go around the diamond and tell us, who's playing what positions?
Okay, we'll just kind of start out with, I'm just going to pull up my stats right here real quick and just kind of go down the list. All right, so just looking at here, we had Todd Register. He's a junior, and he's been catching for us. And then we'll go to first base. Brooks Brewster has played a lot of first base, along with here recently Cade Moore is a freshman. We've been giving him an opportunity to play some first base here of late, just because trying to find a little bit more offense. Not necessarily at that position, but just trying to get some more offense in general in the lineup. Second base, Noah Patty. He's also a junior, and he's been doing really well for us. Shortstop, Connor Cuff has played mostly shortstop. And then at times Dylan Davenport has come in and played some shortstop whenever Cuff's pitching. Third base, Braden Smith. has been playing third. Left field, we've kind of been rotating some guys in and out of left field. Ty Chambers and Jakarian Rockmore has also played some left, and along with Dylan Davenport. So all three of those guys are primarily our outfielders with to go along with J Rock. So he's J Rock's been playing center. And then those other three guys are playing left and right, just kind of mixing and matching, based off who's got the hot hand offensively. And then, so those are the main guys that have been, playing in the lineup as far as, playing in the field. Man, we've pitched a lot of guys. I mean, you saw that the other day against Calvary. That's probably one of the strengths of our ball club is our pitching. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys that have pitched for us up to this point. Of those guys, Dylan Davenport's leading our team in innings pitched with 15 and a third. J Rock's got 15 innings pitched. Matthew Smith has 15 innings pitched. Connor Cuff has 14 and a third innings pitched. Braden Smith 10 and 2/3. Brooks Brewster 10 innings. Ty Chambers 10 innings. Cole Curry 9 innings. Braden Wade 8 innings, and then Cade Moore we just brought up here last week or so, and he's pitched an inning. So so a lot of guys are contributing.
And you started off giving the classifications, and some of the fellas that you did not mention the classifications. Jakarian Rockmore, just a junior. Connor Cuff is a junior. Dylan Davenport, he's not a senior, is he?
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. There you go. And Ty Chambers is a sophomore. So just sort of as a comparison, that Hudson team that we faced last night is loaded with seniors, but we have a small number of seniors on this team, which speaks well for the future. Of course, we want to win hopefully now,
right?
Not wait till next year.
Right.
All right. So let's talk about a little bit of the game last night, which was a pitcher's duel between Javarian Rockmore, who went into the 6th inning for Carthage, and then Kobe Turner, a lefty for Hudson. Javarian Rockmore, right-hander, and Turner, lefty. And it was a nothing ball game through 5 innings. And I didn't keep the pitch count, but I'm going to guess that Turner had a few less pitches than Rockmore through 5. I think Rock, went to a 3-ball count probably more than Turner did. But and I've got a specific play I want you to bring up, because a fan asked me to have you comment on a play.
Okay.
And this was a play where they scored a run, and our throw was cut off by Braden Smith, and a runner on second then tried for third, and it was a race to the third base bag between Braden Smith and their runner. Their runner dove in. We thought he was out. Up said safe. Tell me about that play.
Well, I went out, and first off, we kind of had a little. Connor had a kind of a little mental mistake there. It's his responsibility in that situation. He's supposed to, whenever Braden's the cutoff guy to the plate there, Connor's supposed to go around and cover third.
Okay.
And we just kind of had a mental relapse there, and that's what enabled him to take third.
Okay.
So
you want to correct things like that?
Yes, we need to correct things like that first. And so I went out and talked to him and asked him what he saw, and his response was Braden tagged the arm that was on the base that while the other guy was reaching for the base. So my response was, okay, so how much sense does it make for the base runner to be reaching to try to touch the base with one hand if his hand is already on the base?
Okay.
I mean, how much, to me, if I'm a base runner and I already have one hand on the base, why am I trying to touch the base with my other hand?
Yes.
Does that make sense? So that's what I asked him, and he kind of backpedaled a little bit and says, well, I had him I had him on the base and tagging him while he was on the base. I said, well, that's not what you just told me. I mean, you told me that he tagged him while he was touching the base, while he was reaching for the other hand. And I just, I knew he wasn't going to change his mind. So I just wanted to ask what he, all right, you tell me what you saw. And, obviously what he saw was, I don't think he really knows what he saw. But his defense was Braden tagged the other arm while the other arm was on the base. But like I said, to me, if I'm a base runner and one hand's on the base, why am I reaching and touching the base with the other hand?
That doesn't make sense, does it?
It doesn't. So, I thought he was out, and Braden was pretty adamant that he was off the bag when he tagged him, and in those type of situations, I tend to believe my players.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to say, Jason, to your credit, you were calm. Okay, you didn't do a Billy Martin scene and get right up in his face and kick dirt on him. I mean, which obviously would be a dumb thing to do. I think umps respond better to that type of calmness than they do to being someone trying to show them up.
Well, I'll tell you this: what I have learned throughout the years is that you're right. I mean, whenever you start yelling at them, they get defensive in a hurry and they go into defense mode, and some guys take it personal and take it out on your kids. And so, I mean, I've seen a lot of things since I've been doing this, and I just try to be as respectful as I can when I'm out there talking to them. And a lot of times, especially I thought the guy behind the plate, honestly, going back and watching the film and the video today, I thought the guy behind the plate gave them a lot more strikes than what we got. And so, I did say some things to him last night, and he kind of was telling me that, if my catcher would catch the ball better, then we would get more strikes.
Huh.
And I said, a strike's a strike, regardless of how he catches it. A strike's a strike. It's your job to call strikes, regardless how he catches it. So that was one of the things that nobody even knew was going on between me and the home plate umpire. A lot of times just kind of subtle conversations. So,
I think I saw that conversation.
Yeah.
You were heading toward your third base coach's box, at least at one point.
Yes.
And yes, okay, I think I saw that one. All right, well, let's talk about this district schedule that we had last year, and of course we've got it this year, where you play one team twice in a week, and that sort of prevents that lefty that we saw the other night from coming back and starting against us this Friday. Whereas under the old schedule, you could start him this week and 2.5 weeks later start him again, and would prevent J.D. Thompson from Russ from starting against us twice. You still like that type of schedule?
I think I do. I've done it both ways, and in my career I've done it both ways, and I've been on the I guess you would say the advantage side of strategically pitching my best arm against somebody else, and I've also been on the disadvantage side of it, of where somebody else was able to to strategically pitch their better guy against me. But this way here, you get to see everybody, over the course of a week. I mean, you get to see basically, their number ones and their number twos, and most guys after that, usually whoever their best guy is out of the pen. So,
all right, can you give us a preview on who the Bulldog starter would be Friday night when Hudson comes here, and who do you expect to see from Hudson?
Well, we'll start Braden Wade. I sat down with some of our pitchers on Monday and was kind of trying to figure out, who wanted the ball, and it was basically, you want your seniors, to step up and say they want the ball in these types of situations, and Rock wanted it last night, and I thought he did an outstanding job last night.
He did.
That's the best stuff he's had all year. I thought he was great. And Wade was, Coach, I want the ball Friday, and so Wade he'll start He'll start Friday, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully he'll go out and give us a chance to compete and go as long as he can go. And if not, then we'll get go into the bullpen because we feel like we have some quality arms there, out of the pen.
Who do you think you'll see from Hudson?
I think they'll throw the right-hander that played first base for him last night. His last name is Courtney. I can't remember his first name, but it's Courtney. He was the guy that came. He pitched for him last year, and if my memory's right, I think he's committed to Sam Houston or something like that. So he's a right-hander. We've seen some good arms up to this point, so I don't think he'll be any different than what we've seen already. But just like last night, man, ain't something about them left-handers, and the left-handers just, they give everybody trouble at times.
Right out of the chute, you've got two tough teams to start this district race. Really, most folks would say you're facing the toughest two teams in the first 2 weeks because Rusk is going to be next week, and
yes.
Rusk at one time was 0-9. I think they had some injuries, but now they're 5-9.
Yes. I feel like. Rusk is one of the top teams, obviously, in our district, but they're also one of the better teams in our region. In the same way with Rusk. I mean, Rusk is really good. They've got their arms are healthy. Earlier in the year, whenever they were losing, their arms were, at least that's what I was told from some of my other coaching friends, is that their arms were banged up a little bit, but now those guys are back and they're healthy, and as you can see, now that they're back, they're winning games. Obviously they have. The Thompson kid, that's a really good arm, and he's overpowered. He's got some good stuff, and then they have the other lefty that doesn't throw hard, but he throws 3 pitches for strikes and just mixes it up really well and keeps you off balance. So
and he's a lefty.
And he's like I said, yes, and he's a lefty. So but it's like I say all the time. I mean, yes, they're good. Both of them are good quality opponents. But at the end of the day, it's about us. I mean, we have to execute better, and if we execute the way that we're capable of executing, then we can beat anybody.
2-2 coming out of these first 2 weeks, that'd be pretty good, wouldn't it?
It would. I mean, I would splitting with those two teams would be great. Best case scenario, yeah, you like to win all of them, but last year we get hot right out the gate and we swept Hudson and then lose the next 4. So, but we'll take it one game at a time, and we need to be prepared. We're going to get after it today and tomorrow and try to be prepared on Friday and split with Hudson. So. All
right. Well, any final comments?
No, I mean, I appreciate your support. I mean, it was, we had a lot of Bulldog fans out there last night to come to Hudson. It should be a nice night Friday night, and a nice home game. Come out and and help cheer our kids on.
One final question. I did mean to ask this earlier. I think the JV Red they were 14-1 before last night, and then they lost last night to Hudson. So, they're off to a great start too.
They are. They're 14-2. Coach Pirtle's doing a really good job with that bunch. Those guys are. It's a good group of kids. They're working hard and going about their business the right way. And it was a rough day for us yesterday. I mean, they only scored 1 run yesterday, and we didn't score any. So it was a rough day offensively for us. And then Coach Johnson's doing a good job with the JV White. I mean, I think they're right at 500. They've played a lot of games, and earlier in the year they were playing in some varsity tournaments, some of them 2A and 3A varsity tournaments earlier in the year. And so they've played a tough schedule, and they've been hanging in with everybody.
All right, those are the comments of head coach Jason Causey. Hope you can come out and support the Bulldogs. Again, Bulldogs will be at home Friday night. That would be Friday night, April the 1st. And the JV Red will play at 4:30, varsity at 7. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, very good. And hopefully we'll have a dry field for that also.
That is correct. That is correct.
All right, hope you can come out and support the Bulldogs. And again, this is one of the better teams, not only in our district, but as Jason said, one of the better teams in our region, the Hudson Hornets. And of course, the Bulldogs playing well, hoping to come up with that victory Friday night. So for Coach Causey, I'm Larry Allen. Have a great weekend, everyone.